the main objective of the report is to give a better understanding of the perspectives of de-risking from China in vital sectors for the Dutch economy and society, specifically the medical sector, energy, and defense.
And why is this relevant for people to know?
These are sectors of vital national security importance for the Netherlands, also for the EU. And they're also sectors in which we have asymmetric dependencies with China, meaning that in the current geopolitical context, we could expect some kind of action to be taken by the Chinese government or companies that would disrupt the supply of these sectors.
Right. What actions are you thinking about?
So you can think of anything in the field of economic statecraft, so from export restrictions to other types of actions against companies that operate in the Chinese territory. Essentially anything that would negatively impact European companies from an economic perspective and that could lead to a change in the behavior of the government or affect the foreign policy of European or Dutch government.
And this would be in response to an action by the Dutch or the European Union that China deems hostile?
Yeah, so we really look at what possibilities there are for the Dutch government to de-risk this sector, so to really reduce their dependencies and build more resilience in the supply chains, and what kind of retaliation or reaction this could cause from the Chinese government.
And what is the main conclusion of this report?
So this report has a lot of sector-specific findings. So if you look at what kind of supply chain risks there are in the antibiotic, grid components or drone sector, and types of interventions that are likely to help the security of supply in the sectors. But it also has general sort of overarching conclusions that have to do not just with the effectiveness of specific de-risking measures, but also how to do it in a comprehensive way that takes into account cross-sectoral synergies, but also trade-offs.
Can you give an example of a de-risking strategy that might work?
For instance, in the antibiotic sector, you might have industrial support from the government, some sort of industrial policy that looks at increasing domestic capacity for manufacturing at specific parts of the supply chain, so as to reduce our dependencies on imports from China.
So ultimately that would strengthen supply chain resilience, basically.
Definitely. It would make sure that in the event of a pandemic or a geopolitical crisis moving forward, we would have sufficient production to supply our healthcare system with enough medicines for everyone.
What do you recommend the government or policymakers to do with these findings?
Well, I hope they're taking on board in the development of policies around economic security and de-risking, not just from within each ministry or within each department, but also really from a higher level perspective to be aware of what kind of dependencies, but also what kind of measures are being taken in other ministries that could affect you directly or indirectly.
Do these findings or these conclusions, we're now talking about China, are they also applicable to other state actors that the Dutch are dealing with?
Definitely. So right now, de-risking is really a large topic, and it's not just in relation to dependencies on China, it's also in relation to dependencies on the United States or other big players. Our research specifically focused on de-risking from China, but right now I think it would be wise to look more broadly as well at other actors.